6 steps to finally stop living paycheck to paycheck and say goodbye to the Dave app, the earnin app, asking your grandma for money. I'm talking about being successful, being no longer on the paycheck to paycheck lifestyle, but not because you won the lottery, but because you figured out a way to actually stop living to paycheck. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly 6 ways that I took and 6 steps I took to actually get out of the entire rat race of going paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. Now, at my lowest point, guys, I was making around $60 a week and I owed around $16,000 in debt, including student loan debt and also credit card debt. In this video, I'm going to answer the all-time favorite question of how do I actually stop living paycheck to paycheck, and these 6 steps are going to provide you with that exact formula to how I did it. Because by the way, I went from $60 a week to making a little bit over $10,000 every single month on income, not just from YouTube, but also from my business and the several other streams of income I also have. Now, if you guys don't know me, my name is TommyBryson. I'm an accountant and I upload videos on YouTube every single day. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get notified, and on top of that, do me a favor and smash the like button. Really appreciate it. And comment down below, guys, and let me know this one thing, okay? How much money do you have left after your paycheck? Comment down below and let me know. And if you ask me, Tommy, how much did you have back then? The answer is, I'll be honest, I'm not embarrassed to say this because everyone goes through this at some point in life. The answer is, guys, I wasn't actually having any money left over because all my money went to bills and expenses that I actually couldn't afford to actually pay for. So I had to use my credit card. So in reality, I was actually on the negative side. I'm not embarrassed to say it because, again, everyone goes through this. It's okay. The only thing is that once you know these steps, you have to take action, because if you have the answer to your problem and you're not using it, well, that is a big problem and you no longer have any excuse whatsoever. So I want to get into the video and talk about exactly these 6 steps to follow and exactly how to do them, okay? Now, the first step I want to talk about, guys, is all about knowing where you currently are and where you currently want to go in the future. So, Tommy, what do you mean by this? You know, it is sad, it is not cool whenever someone gets paid on a Friday and by Monday, they don't know where the money went after paying bills and all the money being taken out by subscriptions, okay? So the answer is, in this entire part of the video, I'm going to share with you guys exactly how to stop that from happening. Now, the first exercise I want you guys to follow is this, okay? I want you guys to comment down below and answer this question, okay? Why do you want to stop living paycheck to paycheck? Once you know this answer, comment down below. And my answer was, I wanted to take control, and I also wanted to keep more of my money and give less of my money to companies, having my bills, and not having any money left over. It sucks. I did not like it, and I know you probably don't like it either. So comment down below and let me know what your reason is. Now, exercise 2, guys, okay? I want you guys to write down your income and also your expenses. Now, when it comes to expenses, I want you to write down every single expense you have. Look in your bank account, look at the negatives that you see there, and look at every single bill you actually have, from food to rent to gas to Netflix to subscriptions. Anything out there that's a subscription that is an expense that takes money from your account, whether it's water, electricity, cable, internet, write it down in the expense column and then your income on the other column. Now, exercise number 3, guys, okay? Once you know your expenses and your income, if you are making less money than you actually spending, well, now it's time, even if you are making more money than you're spending, I want you to take the time now to balance out your expenses. So look at your expenses. If it's not a need, remove it. Cancel it. You don't need it right now. So for example, Netflix, Hulu, Spotify, those are all things I had to cancel when I was going through this process, because again, it's cool to have that stuff, but you really don't need it. It's not a need. You can live without it. Now, I'm going to suggest this. It's harsh. I know. It's tough. Now, this might mean that if you have a car loan, if you have high rent, it might mean you have to move into a different area or live in a room for a while you get your expenses in order, because again, the entire idea is you have to make more money than you're actually spending. Once you are in the positive, well, now you're ready to talk about step number 2. By the way, the ultimate tip is this, guys, okay? Once you know how much you're making, how much you're spending, well, now you have the ultimate power, which is knowing where you actually stand and where you are. You know all this information. So now there's no, oh, where did my money go? No, you know exactly where it's going to go every single week because you know your expenses and you also know your income. Now, that should feel pretty great that now you know exactly where your money is going. Now, step number 2, guys, okay? Now that you know exactly that you have more money coming in than you're actually spending, well, now it's time that if you do have debt, it is time to start paying off some of that debt extremely fast, okay? That's the entire concept here. So step number 2 is all about paying off your debt really fast. So now that you know exactly how much money you're making versus how much money you're spending, you should have a profit once you're actually cutting off those expenses. So now that profit you actually have, this is not money to spend on jewelry, on clothes, on going out, on partying. No, this is money to be used to actually pay down your debt very fast. So for example, guys, okay, exercise number 1 is, guys, I want you to go ahead and if you're making $500 and you spend $400, I want you to take that extra $100 you actually have extra and I want you to put it towards your debt. Now I have a full video linked down below on how I'm actually paying around $13,000 in 6 months in credit card debt. So if you want to watch that video, link down below to how to do it and exactly my process of actually doing it. But the entire concept is if you're making more money now and you have extra money left over, use that money to pay off that debt much faster. Now, step number 2, guys, exercise number 2 here is that I want you to grab those credit cards. Don't cut them up. Don't cancel them. Don't throw them away. I want you to use them correctly. And the right way to use them is almost like a debit card. A credit card, using it as a debit card. So take those expenses that you have, the expenses, the must-haves that you actually have, and pay them with a credit card and pay them every single month in full. And that way you get rewards, points, and benefits without having to worry about going into debt and having interest payments and all that fancy stuff. So once you're doing that, you're good to go. Now, the ultimate tip is this, guys. If you're going to go into debt, make sure it makes you money. You know what it is. You know how to deal with it. But if it's just going to be like, oh, I'm going to buy a horse all of a sudden, or I'm going to buy some AirPods, or I'm going to buy this Apple Watch because I love it so much. No. If it doesn't make you money, then don't do it, okay? That's my understanding of when it comes to debt. Now, step number 3, guys, okay? Now that you're paying off your debt, you know where you stand, I want you to start doing something that you probably never done before because no one tells you about this, and it's all about investing in your future, your old age, but also investing in your current self because again, you're living right now, not 50 years down the line, okay? You're living right now, so you also need to invest for yourself right now also. Now, the entire concept is this, guys. If you guys are making $7.25, the minimum wage in America currently, well, you have to change this. So Tommy, how do I go from minimum wage to making more money? How do I go from $60 a week like you were to making a little bit over $10,000 every single month? Well, the answer is this, guys. The first exercise I want you to do is this, guys, okay? I want you to consider these 3 options right here. And there's only 3 options to actually increase your income. And here we go. The first option is self-education. You can teach yourself exactly how to make more money by looking at videos on YouTube, by reading books, by doing everything you possibly can to self-educate yourself on ways to make more money, whether it's through online sales, whether it's through coaching, consulting, whatever you want to do, you can teach yourself how to do it. Now, option number 2, guys, okay? You can actually go out there. By the way, self-education also involves like courses, seminars, and all that fancy stuff. That's all you teaching yourself exactly how to do things, okay? Now, 2 is this, guys. You can choose to go to trade school and practice a trade that's actually profitable and make money by doing trade school because, again, trade school is cheaper than college. However, you can actually make a ton of money if you pick the right career that you actually enjoy and is actually marketable and actually makes you money. Step number 3, guys, well, option number 3 here is that you can actually go to college and upgrade into a career that actually makes you more money. So again, the concept is if you're making minimum wage, you want to upgrade through education, and that's the main way to actually increase your income and get more money per your time. Because again, you're getting paid $7 an hour. I used to get paid around $8.25 an hour. Now, would I go back to that job? Probably not ever again in my life, but I know how it feels, and now I'm an accountant, have a bachelor's degree, and even if I chose not to do this anymore, like YouTube, I could easily go to a job in Deloitte or any accounting firm out there and just go there and make like $70K because they can't take away your degree, okay? Unless you like do some crazy stuff, then they can take it away. However, you probably won't do that. But the concept is you want to upgrade your earning potential by investing in yourself. Now, Tommy, what about investing in my future? The answer is what I currently do is I use Acorn. It's an investing app link down below to a video on my performance so far. I use it and I put around $500 every single month, and I invest it into ETFs. That's the market, by the way, and I put that money in there, and step by step it grows. And by the time I'm like around like 60 to 65 years old, I should have around $2 to $11 million in that account. And that's how I invest for my future self, but also on my current self through education, real estate, businesses, and that's what I enjoy doing. So the concept is, make sure you educate yourself, also invest in businesses, real estate. By the way, Tommy, how do I learn all this stuff? Like, how do I know how to do it? Well, the answer is take courses, seminars, read books. It's all about educating yourself, okay? You either pay for it or you teach yourself. You have to choose, make the choice, but you can learn it by looking about how other people actually do it and how they get it done, okay? Now, number 4, guys, is all about building an emergency fund, okay? For emergencies, for a rainy day, whatever you want to call it. Now, I've seen it happen several times over and over again, where people start saving money, everything is going well. Now, boom, your horse dies, and all of a sudden, well, now you need to spend money on your pet, on medical bills, and now you're like, oh my gosh, I'm screwed over, you know? So now all your savings are actually gone, and you don't know what to do. Well, the answer is, you prepare for the storm before the storm actually comes. For example, how do I do this, Tommy? The answer is, remember that entire first thing we did, which basically understand where you are and where you want to go, the expenses. Well, I want you to grab your expenses for the month and times it by 6, and you should have around that amount of money, 6 months worth of expenses, just in case you lose your job, you get fired, or something happens. Well, at least you have 6 months to make sure you can figure out exactly how to get it done. So for example, guys, currently, my expenses are around $752 every single month. Well, I would times this number by around, around by 6 months, which is around $4,512. Now, Tommy, how do I save this much money? The answer is, I started with $60 every single week, and step by step I got here. However, if you want to do it in 1 year or faster, just divide it by 52 weeks. You divide it by 52 weeks, which is 1 year, and you'll get around, like, for me, it's $87 every single week, and I would have my money for emergencies just in case something happens to me, and I can still cover my expenses for the next 6 months, and that gives me something called security, okay? It means that I don't have to worry about a job, because if anything happens, I can still make sure I can figure it out in the next 6 months to come. So people do 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. I think that's excessive. I only do 6 months, and that is perfect for me. Now, next step, guys, okay? The next step is you want to budget for fun. Tommy, what are you talking about? I don't want to budget for fun. Fun is fun, and that's why it's fun, because it's exciting. It's like luxuriated. I don't know what you want to call it, okay? Well, the answer is this, guys. My first year, all I did was save money, save money, save money. Now, that made me miserable very quickly, and every time I would spend money on something to have fun, I would spend way too much money, okay? That's the honest truth. So exercise number 1, guys, I want you to do 2 things here. I want you to write this down. I want you to write down, what do you want to do for fun every single week, and what is your budget? My fun budget for every single week is around $60 a week, believe it or not, and I make around $10,000 a month, which is not that bad at all, but only $60 a week I dedicate to doing fun stuff a week, okay? Now, I also want you to write down one big thing you want to do once a year, whether it's a vacation, go traveling, go to a hotel, like buy whatever you want to buy. And that for me is, I travel once a year to see my family in the Dominican Republic, and I do that, and it costs me around $700 every single year, which is not that bad at all. So for example, guys, okay, $700, and I budget for this every single week. So for example, $700 divided by 52 weeks for 1 year, I only have to save around $14, and I have a great vacation with my family. Now, if you want to travel for free, guys, because it is possible, I also have a video on that by using credit card training, getting credit cards using the bonus, and then boom, you travel for free. If you want to watch that video, link down below on how to travel for free, so you don't have to budget for this at all. Now, the last step, if you made it all the way to the end of the video, I want to say thank you and congratulations. This is awesome. Welcome to the end. Well, the last part is, guys, that I want you to actually give back, okay? Once you've done all this stuff, it's basically make sure you're okay, invest, pay your debt, have fun, emergencies, all this stuff. I want you to actually give back to people. Now, Tommy, how do I give back? I don't even have any money. The answer is, this is why it's the last step, okay? If you've done everything I told you to, you should be good enough to actually give back some amount of money. Now, what I'm saying is this, guys. I want you to give back between 1% to 10%. So, for example, if you're making every single week $1,000, well, times 0.01%, that's only $10 a week, okay? Times 4, that's only $40 a month. You can easily feed a family in Africa, a third world country, with this amount of money, believe it or not. It makes a big difference. It's like education money in those countries, okay? So the concept is, I want you to consider finding a charity or doing your own charity and actually giving some money away, or whether it's 1% or 10%. Now, Tommy, I just want to give away my time. I want to go somewhere and do that. You can do that also, but also commit to 1%, okay? You can't help everyone with your time, so sometimes just giving 1% or 10% to a charity is an amazing thing to do, okay? Now, comment down below, guys, and let me know, did you enjoy this video? Does it make sense? Are you gonna try it? Comment down below, let me know. And as always, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, like the video, really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get notified. And if you want to talk to me one-on-one, uno, if you need any help whatsoever, just DM me on Instagram at TommyBryson. And if you want to watch my full budget video with over like almost 80,000 views, I think at this point, watch this video right here. This is a budget that actually helped me get out of debt, get out of everything, and actually make a lot of money also. And if you want to subscribe to the channel right now, subscribe to the channel, look at my face right here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. As always, thank you for watching, and peace.